Welcome back. Cooked part 2, baby. You know what it is. Alright, so it is currently 8 a.m. I have not slept a wink, and I have a hankering for cookies. What are you gonna do? I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna make some fucking cookies. So what all you're gonna need for designs, early morning, candy, chip, chocolate, Reese's, cookies, you feel me? You're gonna need vanilla, salt, butter, an egg, white sugar, dark brown sugar, all-purpose flour, baking powder or soda, depending, a mixing bowl for your mixings, and a measuring cup to drink water out of because it's efficient. And the topping of your choice, which I do not have, so we're gonna hit a quick little intermission. What we thinking? Oh, this is pre-recorded and this question has no effect on the outcome? Reese's, great choice. Alright, so to start, according to all the fancy schmancy chefs, you want to start out by browning your butter. So that's what we're going to do. The recipe I'm using says about half a cup of butter. I mean, you know, fuck it, that looks about right. And just a side note, I will link that recipe, you know, down there just to, you know. Yeah, so now we're just going to brown this, I guess, which is a process I'm not entirely familiar with. So broke up the piece a little bit. I don't know if that shit does anything, but you know, that's what they doing. So yeah, it also makes sense scientifically, you know, mitosis in that. We're pretty much about done, you know, mixed till it's like a nice, you know, brown, like a Beyonce color. And they also say to not be worried about the bubbles. That is normal. We're gonna just pour this in the bowl, let it cool off. Keep it a bean with y'all. That does not look as brown as it's supposed to. You know, I mean, you know, I believe myself to be a pioneer, you know, one who breaks rules. The recipe also calls for half a cup of each sugar, half white sugar and half dark brown, yeah, separate but equal. This is let the butter cool, so another brief intermission. And my mom hates when I eat these, so sorry. Alright, and now we just mix it up until it's battery-like. So I recently watched Samurai Champloo, and that show was like the epitome of the phrase, it's not about the destination, it's the journey, or however it goes. And if you, like myself, are feeling a lot of pressure to accomplish your goals and such within this like imaginary time limit you got in your head, man, or woman, you know, sit down, make some cookies. You'll be all right. I promise you. You'll feel better. All right, so we got this going. Next, it says to add an egg, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. The power of video editing. The egg is mixed in. All right, so next we're gonna add the vanilla, salt, and baking powder. It's about half a teaspoon of each, but I'm one of the ones, so I'm gonna just kind of eyeball it. It looks about right. There's a big spoon, so that also looks about right. And this recipe, you're actually supposed to use baking soda, but baking powder is essentially the same thing, but according to the good people over at Reddit, you're supposed to use more of this, but since this is double acting, I am going to put more in, but you know, not too much more in, you feel me? That's probably alright. I'm going to put the camera down. We're going to need a cup and a third of our all-purpose flour and, you know, our mix-ins, you know, the toppings and whatnot. I might use a little bit less flour because this motherfucker already looking a little thick, but we'll see what happens. So depending on whatever candy you chose, you know, just, you know, chop them up or just leave them as is, I guess, but I'm chopping them up and, you know, just a little tax for myself. All right, so it's just about mixed and it sure looks like cookie dough. Let's get a little sample. All right, kind of hits. It hits. I would fuck this cookie dough. Moment of truth. Parchment paper. Cookie dough. So here I'm just scooping some dough onto the paper, and hopefully it won't be the last time I'm handling dough and paper. Can I get an amen? You know, I just sort of shape them to the best of my ability, and we went on from there. All right, so I actually lied, and I kept an extra one of the Reese's, you know, decorated a little bit. So I'm gonna see how it does just going baked in the oven, and What was the other thing? Oh, right. And we are at 350 degrees. We are preheating right now. That one has a little indent because I'll probably put another one of the Reese's on there as decoration, whatever, you know, just presentation period. We'll see how it goes. So by this point, there's not much to do other than wash the dishes I used and check on the cookies. Interesting. The recipe says 12 minutes on 350, but I'm more of a cook it till it looks how they do on TV kind of chef. So boom. First impressions out of the oven. Less of a cookie, more of a cookie chimera abomination hybrid, but I mean, I see this as a win. In terms of the texture and like how it's looking, I mean, that don't look too bad. That looks edible. I'm gonna let those sit for a bit and we'll come back for a test. And they're coming off the parchment paper pretty easily. So let's plate them and rate them. Et voila. Yeah. All right, editing Damien. Put in the cookie edit right here. All right, got some milk. Let's see what they're hitting for. We're obviously gonna go for the, you know, the nice little break point. And cheers. You know what? That shit is gas. Obviously, that's what I was gonna say, seeing as I made the shit. But like, you know, they are actually genuinely, in my opinion, that gas. But you can only go off of my, you know, my word. So I could be lying my ass off. They could be fucking terrible. They're pretty good. I see this as another success. So in the end, I made more of a cookie brittle than actual cookies, but they tasted great, especially paired with the Reese's. That shit tastes like heaven. Anywho, if you're interested in the recipe, I'll link it below. But that's gonna be it for now. So thank you for watching.